Aaron.
And I'm Tim the Tank.
And we are late to the party, and we've got a newbie to the group, Aaron Jensen. You may have seen him in such Facebook groups as the Movie Trivia Schmoedown fan group, and where else?
And your fantasy league?
Yes, I'm a part of the King of the Jungle fantasy team.
And Aaron, how did you come about the Schmoedown?
Actually, late to the party got me sucked into the Schmoedown. I only followed Collider usually for the podcast, and I was totally unaware of the Schmoedown until I started watching the reactions from late to the party, and I got hooked.
Ooh, one of us, one of us. Gibble gobble.
Get the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. So yeah, Aaron Jensen, if you are frequent in any of the Facebook groups or conversations, even inside Schmoedown, his name pops up every once in a while. Ken Knapsack will read his questions. Mm-hmm. But Aaron Jensen is one of us.
One of us.
And now he actually gets to watch a Schmoedown, one of the biggest Schmoedowns to grace this screen and yours. We've got Christian Harloff versus Dan Murrell.
Dangerous Dan.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a hell of a match. So hashtag who
Title
you
match.
got?
So on the poll, I voted for Christian because I really want Christian to win. I think he's kind of on a tear right now from his performances he's had leading up to this. So I think he can pull it off. But really, I mean, Dan is a beast. We all know that. He's probably going to go down as like the greatest of all time, when it's all said and done. But, just like they say in Little Giants, one time. It just takes one time, and I think it can happen. And I'm pulling for Christian, and that's the Schmoedown. Anything can happen. So,
Aaron.
So I'm torn. I like both competitors. I saw some of the older matches with Christian, and I was impressed. However, I've seen the recent spurt in Dan Murrell's success, and I was also listening to the rundown and the stats, and I have to go with Murrell.
Kind of makes sense. I mean, granted, yeah, Christian is on his revenge tour through and through, and he's having a hell of a year. But yeah, Dan Murrell is just consistently a hell of a freaking fighter in the Schmoedown League. So, Vanessa, hashtag, who you got?
I gotta go with the top dog, the man who started it all. Christian, or one of the people that started it all, Christian Harloff, the commish. But that's my heart. I want Christian to win. But Dan Murrell, man, he's, like you said, he's a beast. He knows his stuff. Like, when we were there at the free-for-all, and then we were there at the Collider Collision, and just him coming out and facing Roca and Riley, and just kind of blew me away.
And Levine.
Yeah.
And then eventually Levine, yeah.
It's just, my head says Murrell, but my heart says Commish.
Yeah, Commish has done that to us too, so... Well, I've got to say, I am pulling for Christian Harloff because I want the belt to come back home. I want the belt to come to Collider. I am a fan of Screen Junkies to a point, but I'm more so a fan of Collider. So I think Collider deserves to have its belt back. And who better than the king of Collider, Christian Harloff, the commish. And we know he's taking a little bit of time out for mostly the rest of the year until the Spectacular. But, I mean, what better way to take a vacation after you claim the gold?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to watch the Battle of Titans of Trivia, Christian versus Dan. Now.
Yes.
Do it.
But showmanship is something, and I love a build-up. I want steel to sharpen steel. I want the best of the best to clash against each other every single week. I want the best to win every single week, and I want to face the absolute best of the best to win this belt. If they take it from me, I want it to be fair and square. I want to face the best of the best.
They're on sale right now.
You'll hear it from the fans too. You win.
Yeah, little belts.
I'm never going to.
Those are the tag team belts too, right?
I think dressed as Dexter.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would beat Viviani. I didn't think I would beat Snyder. And now here I am, and now I'm playing the best of all time. And I will say I don't think I'm going to.
The Snyder match was good.
First thing I'm going to do before anything is shake your hand.
Oh, my pleasure.
You and I, before being Knowles, we got a Knoll thing here, but you are by far, and I've told you this many times. You're one of the best people I know in this space. It is an honor to have you. It was an honor to have you the first time as the champion. It is an honor to have you once again as the champion. And now it's going to be an honor to face you for that championship.
Well, it's a privilege to have the championship, and it'll be a privilege to fight you, my friend, because you
know your stuff.
Well, here's the problem I face. Because I just watched seeing what you did. I face the problem that I'm coming off of a team victory over you.
Yes.
And I know how you get.
Yeah.
What you just said about the free-for-all, I'm sure you feel the same way about me.
I'll be honest, the second biggest sting that I've ever had in that ring was getting it down to 50-50 on the first Martin Scorsese movie, picking the wrong one. So I do have a chance now to right that wrong.
You do, and you also, and the flip side of that, you defeated my partner in the spectacular. No matter what, if I was to take that off of you, the fans are going to say that I did it in my favor, but I will tell you what, we're going to fight, we're going to have a great time. I'm honored. Absolutely honored to play you.
I'm honored to play you, and I want to talk to the fans, because I see this nonsense about Christian floating around. I'll tell you, I am a true champion. I would not play a man who would rig a game, and I would not play in a rigged game. I'd walk, and I'm not doing that. I look forward to playing this guy, and whoever wins this game is going to be your champion, fair and square. So all that nonsense you're spouting online, stop it. This is going to be a fair fight. It's going to be one hell of a good fight.
More like dangerous. Damn, Murrell. Look at Christian's faces over there.
I know, him and Burnett.
Yeah. His rants.
Exactly.
He was hilarious on Movie Talk today.
So awesome.
Welcome one and all to the movie trivia Schmoedown. It is a championship atmosphere here today. I am Mark Ellis. That is Ken Knapsack. And Ken, when you talk about competition, you talk about movie trivia, one person comes to mind, and that is Christian Harloff, the man who co-created this entire thing. He is the commissioner of the league, and he's going up against perhaps the best player the league has ever seen.
It is amazing and fun to watch Dangerous Dan Murrell move through the Schmoedown, even in losses. He is entertaining and powerful and a force to be reckoned with, and he regained that title. But I have said it time and time again, the commissioner, Christian Harloff, it can be easy to overlook him because he spends so much time up here. But this man started all this with you because of a passion for movies. It makes sense that he's here contending today.
That's right, because books are dumb. And the funny thing about this matchup is that it wasn't really ever on the radar, because Christian just had this little revenge story he was going to go on, like a rock band that got thrown into the most famous band in the world all of a sudden. His little revenge story started out strong, and it only picked up steam, and it somehow has landed here, pitting him against Dan Murrell.
Wow, this is going to be quite a Titanic matchup.
It's a
Titanic is a higher version of Titanic.
I did not know that. I would have lost that point to you. And you know, it's such a big match. I don't think just two people can call it. I think we need somebody. I think we need a little bit of celebrity muscle here. Nobody better to do that than Mr. Mark Yodi Riley, everybody.
There we go. Awesome.
We are graced.
Multi-champion.
Look at that.
First down
evolution of Yodi.
Yeah, one of the legends of the game.
That's how it should be.
Turns happy with his appearance here.
Yodi for commissioner.
We'll be calling the
I agree.
See, this is good. That's this is exactly what they need to do.
Which is very exciting.
Bring Riley,
much like a competitor would. Riley, you are never that far from the championship spotlight, and here you're calling a match between Dan Murrell and Christian Harloff. What do you think the competitors are going through right now?
Well, first of all, guys, it's an honor to be up here with two heavyweights in the league here of announcing and calling against two heavyweights here. So, who do I got? Are you asking me the question of who I have in this match, or what do I think?
Hashtag who you got.
Who do I got? It's going to be tough. But what you said, Ken Knapsack, is Christian Harloff can never be overlooked. This guy, he almost pitched a perfect game against John Roca, one of my rivals, who is another heavyweight in this league. But Dan Murrell, I have fought him twice. Sadly, I've lost twice. This guy is tough to beat. I don't know. I might have to give the slight edge to Dan Murrell.
That's why we bring you on here. Now, both competitors graduated from Tallahassee Clown College, and Mark Riley has been into a good one. I hear good things about that. Now, look, when you look at this from a tournament standpoint, we could have a belt changing hands. How hard is it once you get in the ring to protect that belt that you worked so hard to achieve in the first place?
It's tough. You know, the league play is one beast. The championship is another. These lights can get to you. They got to me in my match with Dan Murrell the first time. But I know that when you have played this game a lot, you can get all of that out of there. You can play just one question at a time. That's what this game is. One question at a time. And if Christian can do that, which I know he can, he should be
Sometimes those questions just fly so fast.
One question at a time, 5 rounds.
Before you know it,
championship matchup.
14 to 29.
Some cordial words, but you can clearly see the fire and the passion between these two competitors. Here's a quick look.
All right, well, here we are. This is very interesting. It's very exciting. I am getting a chance to go up against Dangerous Dan Murrell for the championship, who I am a huge fan of. I think he's one of the guys that helped me and Mark really build this thing. He's arguably the greatest that has ever played the game. And just like Rocky, I just wanted to go the distance.
I'm back
in Hercules.
Defend this belt for the second time, by the way. I can defend this belt anytime, anywhere. It doesn't matter if I just won it. It doesn't matter if I won it 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 2 years ago. I will be back to defend this. That's what I'm doing here today. I'm going to play my game. My game's the same if the belt's on the line, if the belt's not on the line. I play to win the game. That's what I'm here to do today.
The thing with Dan is that he just goes in always cool, calm, and collected. And that's the game I want to play today.
I play who I gotta play. I don't care if it's Mance, I don't care if it's Wolf, I don't care if it's Riley or Roca or Riley again or Levine. Doesn't matter. I'm going to play the game. I win the game. I leave, and I wait for the fates to decide who I'm going to play next.
I'm well aware that no matter what happens, I'm in a lose-lose situation here, because if I lose and I decide I don't want to play anymore, it's like, oh, why'd you? I mean, you jumped it. You didn't want to play. You say you haven't want to play for a while, so you didn't give it your heart. If I win, well, you must have certainly known all the questions. That's the only way you're going to beat Dan Murrell. So, you know, I'm used to it. I'm ready for it. Like I said, this is more about me proving to myself that I can hang.
There's lots of talk about records, and I tie this record or I break this record. I'm not all about records and numbers. I'm not like some of those competitors out there that are just focused on their records. I'm focused on how I play the game. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have anything left to prove. I've won this belt. You know what? I've lost this belt. I've won this belt back. I've defended
just so happens when he plays the
I've
game
done
that
everything I'm going to do in this game with this belt.
Dan, it's going to be something today, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. You and I have faced once before in teams, but now it's one-on-one. It's a chance for
yeah, but he had Signor with him.
I just want to see how I
can
stack up against you.
It's not great.
What better game could you want than the championship of the Schmoedown playing the creator of the Schmoedown? That's what this game is meant to be. It's meant to be a clash of the titans. It's meant to be a battle of the champions. That's what you're going to get here today.
Here, here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, look, you see that right there. Christian Harloff, very classy, going up against Dan Murrell. It's almost like Christian doesn't want the belt so much as he just wants to measure himself up against the best yardstick this league has arguably ever seen in Dan Murrell. He's just curious how long he can last in the ring.
It's been a while since we've had
that,
and
Dan is up to the pressure. There's a lot of pressure being champ, Riley. When you're out there defending the belt, not just lights on you, but sometimes it's personal pressure. Dan knows what it's like to defend. He knows what it's like to lose. So he also knows what it's like to regain. There's a lot going into this with Dan. I think he's comfortable,
his girl.
And confident, and calm.
Such a
that is
devoted
almost
man.
eerie calm.
That's the dangerous thing about Dan
so sick.
I think she had something wrong with her mouth or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because
she was eating
tooth pain?
Yeah, I think she had a procedure or something recently.
Doesn't matter if it's Christian Harloff, Clark Wolf, myself, John Roca. He's going to play the game as the way he knows how to play this game.
Yeah.
Mark Ellis as well. Do not forget Mark Ellis.
Thank you very much.
Hard to forget Mark
It's fun as we go to the tail of the tape here. You look at the strengths of each competitor. Christian Harloff, obviously, the guy knows a lot about Star Wars, action, and adventure.
What you talking about Star Wars? I want to hear about the Schmoedown.
And dangerous Dan Murrell. What doesn't this guy know? He's good on Oscars. He's good on Spielberg. He's good on drama, and he's good at everything in between.
And making flannel work.
Not the first, not the last, but definitely a great champion
Nick
of both
Foley?
the movie Trivia Schmoedown and Flannel. Speaking of champions, one of the best voices I've ever heard, like a strong songbird, the Eagle, Ken Knapsack.
Well, all right. That sounds
Come
like
on,
a
Ken,
retired
belt it.
golfer's nickname, but we're going to go with it here. All right.
We like it
It's
here.
time. It's time.
I
What's
was
the
just
intro?
thinking that.
It's the time to Schmoedown movie trivia. Was that what you wanted me to say, Mark?
Say it.
Go ahead and let
Do
that
it.
golden throat rip.
All right.
Rip
It's
it.
time for the movie trivia Schmoedown Championship round. 5 rounds to a finish.
No undercard, huh?
Introducing first.
Nice.
I prefer it this way. It's like 5 rounds.
That's true.
It takes forever.
That does take forever.
To edit it up.
Schmoedown and Collider.
I could do all day
With a record
Schmoedown.
of 7 wins, 3
24 hours.
defeats, 5 KOs.
Yeah.
He's
I just want to give it to you.
the Schmoedown winner and a former movie
This is music Schmoedown.
team champion of the world.
Classic.
The expert is good.
It's probably Dagnino.
Yeah, you know that.
Nice
Probably.
and calm there. Look at that.
Or Snyder.
I was gonna say
Someone in line.
someone.
He looks great.
JT.
And his opponent, representing Screen Junkies.
Cops are not there to close the curtain.
Damn, Murrell likes using Jaws like because he's gonna go up against Johnny Cap.
One defeat and
Johnny
4
Cap would
knockouts.
destroy him in Jaws
He is
trivia.
the 2016 Schmoedown Player of the Year. The 2-time movie trivia Schmoedown singles
Johnny Cap would
champion.
beat Steven Spielberg in
The
Johnny Trivia.
reigning, defending Schmoedown movie trivia champion of the world, Dangerous Dan Murrell.
And here
There
comes
he
Murrell.
is.
A sign of respect.
All his glory.
For Harloff standing.
Yep.
Murrell just okay.
Intimidation.
Murrell is all business here.
Tighten his watch for taking
time.
Gentlemen, Murrell gives his
Oh.
watch.
Well, an interesting turn of events. What is this watch?
Jerry,
mean?
time it
I
is.
gave,
That's the sound of your life
I
right
gave
now.
Christian my watch so he knows time's up.
I'm gonna keep that watch.
I like that. Christian, not known to wear a timepiece, but maybe that'll change. Dan Murrell with his
I got rid of
belt,
my watch
Christian with his
when I moved
customary
here.
bottle of Sparklets water, and we are about ready to get
That's 'cause my
going.
phone is
Or it's Christian's
Here,
time
as we get
now.
into the rules for
Shouldn't have
round
given him
one,
the
keep
watch.
in mind, competitors, you need to
He
pace
gets the
yourself
watch,
and
not the
hydrate
belt.
because it is 5 rounds.
What if it's the
of
same watch from
movie
Pulp Fiction?
Trivia mayhem. The first round is
my
what
ass.
you're used to. 8
Watch.
questions from 8 champions.
It's time to shine, Aaron
I'm
Jansen.
always
I
ready
know.
for the championship match.
Haven't been in front of the camera.
Aaron knows movies, too.
I know movies, but I might freeze up.
Are you ready to take that belt?
As ET says, ready.
I would thought he was going to go with a good reference.
Yeah, and I love that reference. He is
Alrighty,
ready.
let's get ready to Schmoedown.
Because he uses the speaking style?
Speaking like the devil
Rounds to
himself.
finish. Round number 1. The questions will be administered by me and Mark Riley. To preserve the integrity of the game, Mark Ellis has not been allowed to bring a laptop or look at any questions.
In the Venn diagram of integrity and Mark Ellis, those two circles have never met.
All right,
Very
gentlemen.
nice.
Round
Very
1,
awesome.
8 questions. First question. Category is comedies. Question is, Robert De Niro played Jack Walsh in what 1980s comedy flick?
80s.
I was going to say I was alive in
A
'87.
little bit more. See Thomas Howell, yeah.
Oh, wait.
Comedy, eh?
Damn it. I'm not going to get it.
3,
Can you repeat the
2,
question?
and 1. Gentlemen,
JT rule.
down. Dan Murrell.
16 candles?
No.
King of comedy.
Good guess. Nope. Midnight Run.
I said Mad Dog Glory.
I was gonna put
Cancel
Midnight
the
Run,
match.
but I was like,
Cancel the
I originally was
match.
guessing King of Comedy, but I was like, no, it's not that.
I had a big
Alright.
goose egg.
We all
All
did.
right,
I think.
We all
gentlemen.
missed.
Question 2 comes in the category of animated. In Beauty and the Beast, during the song Gaston, how many dozens of eggs did Gaston say he eats every day as a grown man?
why?
Have you ever seen a grown man eat an egg?
Come on, Joe, you got it. Sing the song.
I've seen a grown man cry.
I'm trying to do the lyrics in my head right now.
Eggs, and it is not a race.
I'm not sure if I got it.
Started eating eggs. I go with egg whites.
Because it goes up by 1 dozen.
3, 2, and 1. Down.
I got 5.
5 dozen?
That is correct.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
10.
3 dozen.
That's a lot of eggs.
I believe he had
4
3
is a
dozen
child and 5 is a
I've
girl.
been drinking. I shouldn't.
Wow, I was singing it in my head.
Christian Harloff goes up by
Oh
1.
man, I ate 5 dozen eggs.
Question
I'm
3,
roughly the
category
size
is
of a
fantasy
boy.
sci-fi in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Good.
2 members of the League of Evil Exes have portrayed superheroes on the big screen. Name one of them.
How do I misspell his first name?
Can I beat Riley's?
I don't remember the name of the actor.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
2.
wait, you have to name
Just
what
one.
I got
their
both of them.
superhero is.
Riley versus the world.
I think it's the
Or the
character.
actor.
I think it's the actor. I put the actor.
2 and
Yeah,
1.
I got nothing.
Go Denmo.
Captain America himself, Chris
Chris
Evans.
Evans.
Oh,
And Brendan
Not
Routh.
showing off, just wanted to make sure. Chris Evans, Brendan Routh.
There you
I was
go.
going to do Captain America,
Maybe
but
a
I
little
didn't
bit of
remember.
showing off there.
I got
Just a little
both.
bit
I got
showing
both.
the teeth.
In case one was wrong.
Make up for mine.
Place one was wrong, yeah.
1 with Harloff up
I'm
by
on the board,
1.
I'm just happy
Your
with
next
that.
question, gentlemen, is in comic book movies. The question, who played Dr. Jonathan Crane, a.k.a. the Scarecrow, in Christopher Nolan's Batman films? Those are good films.
But can they pronounce it the right way?
Yeah.
The 3 guys?
I know who he is, but I can't remember how to spell his
I
name.
do, I do.
Spelling doesn't matter, but
I don't know.
you can do it phonetically.
The hockey guys I do own, though, it's just a hockey mask.
5, 4, 3,
Repeat the question.
2, and 1. Please reveal Christian Harloff.
Killian Murphy.
Killian.
There you go.
Killian Murphy.
That's
Yeah.
correct. 3 to 2. 3 to 2.
I was going to spell it with a K.
Killian. Narrow lead early.
You could if you wanted
All
to.
right.
I'll be
Next
back.
question. 5th
Only in a
first
reason.
round. Category is action adventure. Ong Bak was the 2003 breakout movie for what martial artist?
Love on Bach and the Protector.
I still haven't seen those. They've been on my Netflix queue forever.
Ong Bak.
They're still on Netflix.
2003.
But I do know who's in the movie.
I just
I don't know. I'm just gonna guess.
Charlie Brown in Ong Bak, I believe.
Martial artist.
I think it's BruceLee.
It's not.
Zombie Bruce
Very
Lee.
light on their feet.
They're good at calisthenics.
I took 3 weeks of
Calisthenics.
because there's a KFC.
I'm throwing out a last name. That's
I
all
had
I
trouble
know.
putting on my socks
I'm
this
just
week.
guessing.
I got kicked out of my tumbling class. 7.
Jeez, that's a long.
4,
Gave him a long time for that one.
2, and 1, and down. And Dan Murrell.
Donnie Yen?
No.
Correct.
Correct.
I'm wrong too. Chung Ying Fat.
No, Tony
Tony
Jaa.
Jaa.
Tony Jaa. I was going to put Tony, but
Tough one. That's a
Tony.
championship level question.
Yeah.
We are still at 3 to 2.
3 to 2.
Harloff
He's
up
Italian
1.
in Thailand.
Next question,
Tony
gentlemen,
Jaa.
is
He's Thai
in the
Italian.
category, one of my favorites, horror
Tony
thrillers.
So
Jaa.
he's
Tony Jaa.
And the
Italian.
question is, which
Italian.
West-rated
Italian.
horror film was remade in 2006 and focuses on a family of cannibals?
That was
A family?
If in a pinch, which one of us would you
No, it's not that.
Oh, Mark Riley just looks so tasty.
Shit.
You have a good mid-size right now. A lot of meat there.
Yeah, I feel like Mark Riley's the Morton steak and Ken is somewhat of a 7-Eleven.
Oh,
I don't know if
I know what it
that's
is.
the Wes Craven film.
That's what I was going to say.
3, 2,
To be honest, actually.
Christian
Yeah.
Harloff.
Okay.
Did not have it. Dan Murrell.
The Hills Have Eyes?
That's
That is
correct.
correct.
Oh.
I went house on the left.
I went with Texas
I forgot
Chainsaw.
Hills Have
He might
Eyes.
kick himself in the
The
morning.
only
Damn it.
reason why I knew that too is
All right.
because Vanessa
That
Shelton.
remake was good
Question
too,
in the
actually.
first round. 7th
That's a good
question.
remake.
Emil D. Ravine.
Category is the 90s
And Pyro
movie.
from X-Men.
Question
I
is,
really have
Gene
to
Hackman
study
plays
my
And
Captain
Starflowers
Starflowers guy.
from Land of the Dead.
Gene
Yeah.
Hackman plays Kevin.
Halibut. You know, true fact. Born 50 years of age. Really? Came out of
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Christian Harloff.
Crimson Tide.
That's correct.
Oh, I was going to put behind enemy
That's
lines.
correct. We've done
Yes.
tie game.
All right, tie game.
I did that entire question in my Gene Hackman accent.
Dang man, I'm stuck in this round.
All right, guys.
It's
Next
so
question.
Welcome to
easy.
In the
Mooseport.
category of
It's so
drama,
easy to watch
who
this
played
and have
FBI Special Agent
ample time to
Richard
answer.
Dolores in 2016's Patriots Day.
Just gonna go with Team
It's a championship.
when it was in the movie.
These overs.
And I don't remember
It was tough.
their names.
Clearly
So I'm
knows
just guessing.
a belt on the line.
I
It's
never
one.
saw
It's
it.
one of them.
4.
Never saw
It might be who the other person, but I'm
one.
going under.
Dangerous Dan Murray.
Mark Wahlberg?
Nope.
Yeah, I just went with Mark Wahlberg because he's the only one I remember in it.
Mark Wahlberg.
Nope.
Looking for Kevin Bacon.
Damn it.
Nice.
Oh, really? Wow.
Well, this is a
I still haven't seen that movie.
I never saw it.
It was either or.
first round.
I didn't know their
All right,
names.
sort of a feeling out process.
I don't feel so bad now. Answering the questions they're missing.
Very
Yeah,
tough
doing good.
questions.
You're
as
doing
we
a lot better than
progress
me.
to round 2, where fates can change and fantasies can come to life before your very eyes. Also known as the wheel round.
2.
Here's how
The
it
wheel.
works. Each
It happens
competitor
though
gets
too,
to
is that
spin
when
at
you
that
get in your
there
own
wheel.
head as
If you
well,
like
and you're like,
categories,
oh, I
when
don't
you
know.
are allowed DMX to have the first shot.
I'll give DMX the first shot.
You don't want to
DMX.
cross DMX.
No, you don't.
It's going to give it to you.
Here we go.
Sports
Harloff
movies.
with a big spin.
Always
There
on
we
the
go.
wheel.
Good spin.
There we
What
go.
is this sports you speak of?
Well-hydrated spin.
Oh,
Okay, Chris.
Drama.
That's Frylock for you.
Heighten the drama.
Little soap dish for you.
For your mama, for the take it.
He's
Oh,
gonna take it.
he's gonna take
Right.
it.
He's gonna take it.
Throw us
Really?
off with the Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
If you know a little bit of it, you should just take it though. I mean, don't
You know
risk.
what?
Sure.
Yes, because he
Don't risk
practices
fucking
Don't risk
yourself over.
sports
day in and day
movies.
out, his poor
Don't risk
family.
pulling a top
All
10.
right.
Oh,
my
yeah,
brother's
that
gonna
was
move through
rough.
the questions for you, Christian Harloff.
All right, Christian, we are in the category of dramas. Your first question. What actor plays Detective McPhee, who takes part in killing the man in the bathroom in the movie Witness?
It's not Harrison Ford.
No,
No.
he's the good guy.
Yeah, he's the
Correct.
good guy in there.
I don't remember
Dan
that
Murrell
movie.
for the steal.
I just remember the little kid.
Witness comes up every now and
Should do For Rich or For Poor.
then.
Harrison Ford.
Danny
No,
Glover.
that is incorrect. As well, we were looking for Danny Glover.
Oh, he's the only other person I remember who's in it.
The competitors get
Whoa.
too
Isn't
And the
That's how
kid.
sometimes
The kid
I
is. The kid
Kelly
is.
McGillis in it
Christian
too?
Harloff.
The kid is from.
Second
The kid's from
question
Mars Attacks.
is
That's
coming
right.
at you now. Who co-stars with
And Brick.
Robin Williams as Albert? His guide in the afterlife.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
Multiple choice.
Later,
Multiple choice.
he
A.
becomes
Samuel
Max
L.
von
Jackson.
Sydow, right?
B. Denzel Washington.
No, I
No.
think Max von Sydow is somebody else in the thing.
When he
Like,
goes to
it's
the
not him.
underworld.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
Pulls ahead.
Got a
Harloff
point.
goes up one. And we go to the third question in the category of drama. What actress played the childhood friend of Jason Patrick and Brad Pitt as an adult in the film Sleep?
Oh, this was a good film.
Female or male?
Actress.
Actress.
Mini driver.
That's
That's
correct.
correct.
Wow.
2 points.
I watched that
He knew
recently.
all the
Actually, it was on
friends in that.
Is that
HBO.
a repeat the question
There's a
now?
female actress.
He was giving
All right,
them
Christian
crap
Harloff.
during
I know,
the
right?
Next
top 10
question.
match.
In the Grand Budapest Hotel, many of the Lutz police militia have an image of what animal's head on their hats?
Pig?
A goat. I don't know.
I would say a goat or a yak.
I was gonna say a pig or a boar.
Yeah, I was
Give
thinking
me multiple
boar.
choice.
All right.
A boar sounds
Multiple choice
familiar.
answers
Yeah.
are A, owl, B, lion,
Yeah.
C,
Okay.
A bear.
Fair.
D,
I'm still
bear.
going with pig.
It's E.
Incorrect. Dan Murrell for the steal.
Damn.
I'll take option Z, please.
Can it be all of the above?
It's a
Bear.
picture of
That is incorrect.
Wes Anderson.
We're looking for wolf.
Wolf.
It's tough.
Wolf.
Wolf. It
Wolf.
was a wolf the whole time.
Wolf.
In sheep's clothing.
All right.
Thomas Wolf.
Now, that is all for
Wolves.
Christian
Some of the
Harloff.
walk like a
And
man
he
round.
does have the lead,
Or
7-4.
Teen Wolf.
Please do not swear there are children
I was going Teen
watching.
Wolf.
Dan Murrell, you are up.
There are
You start
children
your first spin.
watching.
It is now time for you to be in the spotlight. Give that baby a toss.
But he's a
Harrison.
Teen Wolf too.
Don't pull Michael
Jackson.
Jackson.
Goes in. A lot of
I'll
power.
say-
One-handed
I'll say
spin.
window.
That's right. That's a spin that has been there before.
Come on.
And the lefty too.
Whatever.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be sports movies.
Hate you, Wheel.
Here it comes.
Here it is.
That happened to me.
Damn.
That can change the game, or
Oh,
he can
yikes.
overcome it.
Sports movies.
What's his
It's
weakness,
not
though?
huge because he fucking knows everything.
Yeah, I didn't know what his weakness is.
And we should remind the audience watching that it is up to the favorite or the champion in this case to decide
So it's like
whether
just
they
give him
want
a
to
strength
call
of
it
yours, you know,
choice
and
on
hope
there.
that it
I'm
works
not
out.
sports either.
So
though.
Christian,
I think it's gonna be
did
sports.
decide to have
I would say
opponents
horse
of finish
thriller,
choice
maybe.
on there.
Or
This
classics.
This is his own night, perhaps digging into his
I think he's
bag.
gonna choose
What
sports.
category would you like to make him answer
Sports
questions
or
from?
classics?
Problem is- I know, that's a problem.
Does he know horror thriller pretty
No,
well?
there's thriller in there. He knows thriller.
Okay.
Go to
I think action adventure's too easy.
4,
Dan.
Give me sports.
Told you
Sports
sports.
movies.
This is sports.
Right.
Speak of.
All right.
New
All
World
right.
Basketball?
All right.
Robert with his squeak reference.
All right. Dangerous Dan
Let's
Murrell, Christian
see
Harloff.
how we do at
Selected
sports.
Sports for you. You're gonna get 4
Practice.
questions. In
I get
this
con-
John
round.
Practice.
Question
Fuck
1.
this.
Who played
I'm gonna have to
enthusiastic
practice.
linebacker Alan Bosley in Remember the Titans?
Alan Bos. Oh, that was Ryan
A,
Gosling.
Donald Faison. B, Ryan Gosling. C, Ryan Hurst. D, Craig
Yeah,
Kirkwood.
Ryan Gosling.
Oh no, was he not a? He wasn't a linebacker though. But his
Donald Faison.
Incorrect.
it's gotta be Ryan.
Ryan Gosling.
That's correct.
But he wasn't a linebacker. I knew he was a
Big
cornerback.
steal.
Ryan Hurst was a
Big steal.
linebacker.
That's a good one
That's
there.
right. 4-point lead for Harloff.
All right, Mr. Murrow, second question.
This is what happens in every
film
sports
follows
situation.
the
I just get
perfect
quiet
game
and sit in the
performance
corner.
of an aging baseball star and what could be his final game of professional baseball?
Final game?
You repeat the question.
Sure. What film follows the perfect
The
game
Rookie?
performance of an aging baseball star and what could be his final game in professional baseball?
No,
For love of the game.
That is correct.
correct. 2 points.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kevin
Kevin
Costner.
Costner.
Kevin Costner, Page
Carl
Master.
Woken
I
up
was
here.
Costner. But he was in another movie.
Kevin Costner. John C. Riley, his catcher. All right. Question 3.
I love Kevin
In
Costner.
Happy Gilmore,
There we go.
what
Subway.
fast food
Yep.
chain
Yeah.
does Gilmore
Talk
become
about a hole in one.
Subway
A
sandwich.
cold cut combo. I eat 3 a
Ties
day.
it up.
That
That's why
makes it
he's
strong.
dangerous.
As it turns out, a better spokesperson than Jared after all these years.
Oh!
He went there, folks.
So did Jared.
Oh!
Final question of the round. Dan.
Yeah, he's getting it too.
Against which team did Notre Dame's Daniel Rudy Rudiger
Rudy.
get a sack against in the motion picture Rudy?
I think it's Penn. Is it Penn State?
The one with the football.
I think it's Notre.
A, Army. B, Pitt.
No.
C,
It's Pitt.
Miami.
It's Pitt.
D,
I'm pretty sure it's
Georgia
Pitt.
Yeah, it's Pitt.
Against Miami?
Army.
Tech. Incorrect.
Pitt.
Georgia Tech.
That's correct.
That's
Oh,
correct.
Big steal.
That's
Nice.
a big steal because
All
now
right.
Harloff retains the lead.
Just
at
talked about having a
9-8.
Rudy question in
Now
there.
we move
I
on
missed
to
it.
round
I know,
3,
right
and it's
before
going
the
to be a
match.
little bit of a different circumstance.
The spin is in. The spin is in.
Bust the deal, face the wheel.
All right.
Right.
It's looking like it could be
Oh,
90.
come on.
This is just like a repeat from last week or yesterday.
I know, right? Feels like it should have been ages ago.
He went right
Went
back
to sports.
to
Oh,
sports.
sports. Huh?
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Now we're going to ask the competitors to
Interesting.
each write down
Wait, you can do
how many
that?
points they'd like to
Well,
win.
Wait, yes, it's a
year,
different round.
This is a
And
new
then
round.
one of
I
our
guess.
trusted
They had to
team
do the
members
spin, remember, and then they have to the pick. I think this is the one with how many
Oh,
points
this is the
they have
points.
to.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, this is
that
the
makes
betting
sense.
round.
Trust
Yeah.
people in the office.
I don't trust many people here.
Are we writing?
Don't drink in
it?
Schmoedown. Well, they're writing it down, aren't they?
All
Right?
Yeah, we can write it
The
down.
bets are down. You guys
I'm betting. Put your bet, too. You can bet up to 3.
I bet
A
one.
million.
In 1993's Rookie of the Year, what team were the Chicago Cubs playing against in the film's Big Game, the final game of the regular season? Yeah.
I brought him Pepsi. I brought him Reebok.
I have no
I
idea.
know it's got Kato.
I've heard a lot.
Kato!
Question?
Sure. In
I'm going to
1993,
make this more legible.
Rookie of the
Mommy!
Year, what team were the Chicago Cubs playing against in the film's Big Game?
Better question is, who
final
plays
game
Kato?
of the regular season?
Donald Gibbs. Ogre.
Ogre.
Ogre, you asshole.
Ogre Yassel. Ogre.
Writing down their answers, and now
Float it.
to Dan Murrell.
By the way, when I
I
spun
brought him
Points did he
Nike.
wager?
Reebok.
2. He wagered 2.
When I spun my part of
I
the
bet
wheel,
3.
I floated
I
it.
bet 4.
No.
I bet 3.
Correct.
Yankees.
Goes down to
I got the
6. So as of
Yankees.
right
I said it's
now,
Yankees. I think it's
One, and I
Yankees.
put
Point lead. Christian, how many points did you
His
bet?
favorite.
3.
And your answer?
Cardinals.
You're going to be down 3 points. The correct
Jeez.
answer was the New
What a swing.
York Mets.
Oh, it's the
New
Mets.
York Mets, and now we
There
are
was my
tied
Mets.
going to
Damn.
round
I'm a
4.
Mets
I
fan.
wasn't sure if it was the Yankees because they. That's
Can you just say New
If
York?
you don't know Rookie
You
of the
sold
Year
me to
better,
the
that's why
Yankees?
you're in this
Those are
position.
fighting words.
We
Yeah, I
move
thought it
on
was
to
like the whole
speed
point was the
round.
Yankees,
Yeah.
the ones they were going up
Really
against.
get the
$4 for a hot
frothy
dog?
Because we're gonna ask
I'm gonna
the
challenge
final
that. I feel like it was the
five
Yankees.
I think it was
As soon
the
as
Yankees,
question is
too.
asked, or a part of the question is asked, you feel confident you know the answer, you may buzz
I think
in.
it is the
Once
Mets
you
because they're both
buzz in,
National League
you
teams.
have
They wouldn't play
exactly
playing each other in the
2
pennant race.
seconds
Yeah.
from
Oh,
the time
that
I
is
say
true.
your name to answer the question. If
And it was a
you do
pennant-
not
it was a
get
pennant
it,
race,
even
so.
if you had the correct answer, outside of that 2 seconds, you will lose a point.
Bring some actual sports knowledge into this.
All right, gentlemen, are you ready? All right, your first question in the speed round is, what are Simon Pegg and Nick Frost's profession in Hot Fuzz?
They're police officers.
Officers. Yeah.
That is correct for 1 point.
I would have been like,
They're hot fuzz.
Question 2. What 1989 comedy stars John
Look
Travolta,
who's talking.
Kirstie Alley, and a
Yes.
baby with the voice?
Look who's
I
talking.
can't even answer.
That's correct.
That's right.
Question
look who's
3 in the
talking.
speed round.
It's
Who
my
voiced the title
grandson.
character in Fantastic Mr. Fox?
George Clooney.
Incorrect.
George Clooney, right?
Point, and it was George Clooney. So now Harloff up 7-6. 2 speed round questions.
Round's tough.
All right, guys. Fourth question.
But they're all.
Which movie was the feature
Harloff
film
knows the secret.
directorial
Yeah, he
debut
knows how
of
to
F. Gary
tap it.
Gray?
Italian Job.
Incorrect.
Correct.
Oh, what was the question?
It was not
I
false
didn't
either. It
see-
was
I didn't
Friday,
get to
and it's now 6-6.
Friday.
1 speed round
Friday
question
was his
remaining.
date?
All right, guys. Listen carefully. Final question. In Independence Day, who plays Captain Stephen
Harry
Miller's
Connick Jr.
fighter
Yeah, Harry
jet?
Connick Jr. He's so talented.
The
Iconic
Reverend.
Jr.
That's
No, I
right.
was counting.
That's what
That was
Angela says in the
correct.
office. He's so talented. He's
That was
Harry
grade
Connick
2.
Jr.
I
Barely
don't like
within
Little Grades,
2.
except for
Dan
Harry Connick
Murrell
Jr.'s on.
gets the point and is
He's
now
so-
7-6 as we move on to the
Woo!
5th round. What
Low
a
score.
highly contested match.
Because of all
Nobody
these-
getting questions
It's
right
nail
here
biting, though.
in the championship match.
Moving around.
Round 5. It was. Don't worry.
If you
It
want
was
to,
2.
I'm fine
It
with
was
that.
2 seconds.
I'm here now.
I'll challenge it. I want to see if someone out there thought it was more than that.
We have a challenge on the field.
What are they
Yeah.
challenging?
His speed that it took him to answer it. He took too long.
Interesting.
Someone needs a time stop.
It could be. You know what?
After consulting
He's
with a
learned
panel of
against
judges
Jeff.
of various blood alcohol levels, we have decided
Various
that
blood
we will
alcohol.
ask another question. Ken Knapsack
Oh, wow.
kept reading the
Okay.
question, thus it gave Murrell a little bit too much insight into what the answer may have been. So we have a new speed round question that is going to be asked once again.
Makes sense.
This is the last
Good challenge.
question in round 4.
Oh, because he kept
Your
reading the
time.
question. Okay.
All right,
Instead of
guys.
stopping.
Fifth and final question. Who portrayed the role of Texas Ranger LaBouffe
Matt Damon.
in the 2010 remake?
Yeah.
Christian Harloff.
Matt Damon.
That's correct.
All
Matt
right,
Damon.
so
They just had a
big
LaBouffe
swing
question
there
on the
with
previous
Harloff
match.
challenge.
Glenn
It is now
Campbell.
7-6 going into
So does he get a challenge
round
back for winning that
5.
challenge?
Correct. Yeah,
This
he retains
is
it.
a crazy championship match that has very little points being scored, but a whole lot of drama in store for us. Now we move on to the final round.
Hell of a swing on that
Overtime.
that freaking challenge
So
there.
here's how it works. Each
Made a
competitor is
difference.
going to give us up here at the desk.
Not
Schmoedown,
5,
Christian Harloff.
not
You
4,
are winning by 1
3.
point. So what
I
are
shall
the
count to
numbers
3.
you'd like to have?
7, 1, and 13.
This is crazy.
7, 1,
how low
and
this
13.
match is.
Good
Well, it
round
keeps
of
going
applause
back
for
and
those
forth.
numbers.
I know.
Really?
Good
Yeah.
numbers.
Scores and
A
soundtracks.
lot of fans
Star
for
Wars. Watch.
All right.
Oh, he gets so lucky on these.
16, 8,
Shit.
and
Just kidding.
15.
Ooh, I thought he was going all even.
Wow.
Love that
Going
last
all evens.
Curveball.
Like Robert
Right,
Maness's,
back around
All right,
15.
theory.
Dan Murrell, you are
Just
going
pick
to
the same
receive
numbers.
the
Exactly.
first question.
Just
This
change
is
the
the
order.
2-point question for Dan Murrell to take the lead.
All right, Dan.
I never
I'll
got
be
to pick
asking
numbers
this
my first
question.
match.
2-point question.
You did well that.
Oh, no, I
You
did.
chose
I did.
number
Yeah.
16, which is fantasy sci-fi.
We just never got to
2-point question.
Never got to
hear
see what they
what
were.
the,
Yeah.
John Carter takes place on Earth
And
Mars. Yeah, that dumpster of a movie.
Mars.
That's
I've
correct.
never
2
seen it,
points.
but a lot of the Collider guys actually like it. Like, Schnepp likes it a lot. Yeah,
2
so.
points for
I
Dan
didn't get
Murrell.
into it.
And,
That's a question, all right.
Bassoon.
Jesus H. Christ.
That's a question,
what is
all right.
Christian's first question?
All right, Christian. Your first number was the number 7, and that corresponds to the category of Scorsese film.
Could have easily got that question if you picked that
He is a
number.
director.
Heard of him.
Your 2-point question.
That's true.
What was Henry Hill selling when he got arrested the first time as a
Cigarettes.
kid?
Cartons of
in the movie
cigarettes.
Goodfellas?
Cigarettes.
That is
Correct.
correct for 2 points.
And
Christian Harloff.
First time you get
weird
pinched,
trivia
you
question,
broke your cherry.
I've arrested Henry Hill as well.
Let's
Get
cancel
mad
the
at
match
your
and hear that
friends.
story.
I did not know
I'm
that.
fine with that.
So now we move back to Dan Murrell. You will be answering your 3-point question administered by Henry Hill's latest arrestee, Ken Knapsack.
All right, you were down by 1. You're going to need the 3-point. You chose, Dan, the number 8. That is Meryl Streep.
Oh, the
Meryl
stove.
Streep.
Meryl Streep.
That becomes her.
All right.
Yeah, that becomes
3-point
her.
question.
Devil Wears
Who
Prada.
directed Meryl in Ricky and the Flash?
Oh, that was.
Rob Reiner. I have no idea.
I have no clue.
Rick Springfield.
Never go.
Kevin Costner.
Grant Gustin.
Nora Ephron.
Incorrect. Incorrect. Looking for Jonathan Demme.
Jonathan
Demme.
Demme. And
R.I.P.
now, with Dan Murrell trailing, he is going to be forced to answer his
Mr. Silence of the
5-point
Lambs
question.
himself.
If Dan Murrell gets
Wow,
this right,
this
we
is
go back to
insane.
Christian Harloff, who has 2 questions remaining. If Dan Murrell misses this, then Christian Harloff, the commissioner, is also the new champion of the
God.
movie trivia show.
Already?
Dang.
So quick.
All
I
right,
know,
Dan
but-
Murrell, you chose number
8 to 9.
15.
Ridiculous.
That is the category of horror thriller. Horror
I
thriller.
think he's going to get it.
5-point question.
Kind of went.
I want him to get it so we can have a nail biter here.
What is the name of the bartender in
Oh,
The Shining?
shit.
Al?
Lloyd.
That's correct.
Oh,
Five
That's
points.
why he is so dangerous. He nailed that one. I
You
didn't
can
think
call
he
me
would.
Al. That's just my bartender
Answer
everywhere I
by
go.
Dan Murrell. Maybe he's had a run-in with ghost bartenders in one of his many travels. And now we go back to Christian Harloff, who really has a practice question here. It's worth 3 points. It's not really going to matter if you get it right either way, but it's going to make you feel good about yourself.
Thank you.
All right, Christian Harloff, your next question, 3 points. You chose the number 1, corresponds to the category of war films.
Oh, good.
Who directed
Who?
The Great Escape?
Does Steve McQueen direct it?
I don't
He's in
think
it.
he's in it. I don't think he
forgot.
directed it.
I forgot.
Is that your final
No
answer?
shot in the dark.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay. The answer we were looking for is John Sturgis.
Yeah.
John Sturgis.
John Sturgis, of course. And John Carter was from Mars. Here we go. The 5-point question. Christian
No, he was from
Harloff
Earth and
this.
went to
He
Mars.
is the new
Yeah,
champion of movie trivia.
I guess he's from
If
Mars,
He misses
too.
it. Dan
So I
Murrell
ended up on
keeps
Earth.
He
that
makes it his
shiny
own. He
belt.
claims it.
I don't
No
know.
pressure here, gentlemen.
Not
All right,
talker.
Christian
Not
Harloff,
talker.
back to you. For your 5-point question,
fun.
you chose
Yep.
the number 13.
What is it?
That corresponds to the category of Disney film.
Oh, what's it going to
For all the
be?
marbles,
He's got a daughter.
this is for the belt. Which veteran actor lent his talents to Zootopia as the voice of Mayor Lionheart?
Freaking
Oh, the
Idris
mayor.
Elba.
No,
no,
no, he's the-
J.K. Simmons?
Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K.
Yep,
Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
See, if I'd have jumped the gun there, I'd have lost that shit.
I first went to Idris Elba, but I was like, no, he's the
Yeah,
chief.
J.K.
Yep.
Simmons.
But he's a lion too, isn't he?
Ooh.
Is he doing it for
Which
suspense?
veteran actor lent his talents
I
to
don't think so.
Zootopia
I don't think he
as the
is.
voice of Mayor Lionheart?
He's just checking.
J.K. Simmons.
Yes, yes, yes.
Whoa!
Yes! Grabs the best. Wait, he hates himself.
Guys like Jordan, you're such a cheater. Just kidding.
He did not want.
I feel sorry for the guy, man.
That's intense.
See you
I
at the
think
spectacular.
he doesn't want it more so because he has to now be still part of it, and he's so busy being behind the scenes of it.
Now, what if he has to step out abruptly? Does it just go vacant, or does he get to keep it?
I mean, as the champion, he doesn't play as much right now
Yeah.
either, so his matches are
Yeah, I don't think he
not as
gets to
frequent.
step out.
So he's got time before he has to
It's
face
different if he didn't work for the company that he was running.
because he won't be facing someone until the
The fact that he
spectacular at
has
this
a
point.
small
Oh, that's right.
daughter and
Okay.
watches Disney movies might have helped the fact that he knew that answer. He played it well, though. He wanted to make sure he did the great JTE rule, and he asked the question again so he could get
Yeah,
his
it was
thoughts
checks
back.
and
That's a
balances.
sign
He was
of a
making
true
sure he got it
competitor,
right.
knows how to play the game, and now we have a new champion.
We
That's
have
amazing.
a new
Boom.
champion, Ken and Mark, and now we go to both the new and the old champion here for the post-game interviews hosted by Emma Fife.
Christian was very clear about the fact that this was a retirement match for him. What nobody knew except for me was that this was a double retirement match because I made up my mind a long time ago that the next time I lost this belt, it'd be time to step away from the game. The commission doesn't know this. Nobody knows. But I have decided.
Look at Christian, man. That's blindsided.
Losing some big people, man.
I will be
Oh,
back.
man, that
but
cuts
there's a lot
deep.
of new blood down there. There's a lot of people that want that belt. And I think now's the perfect time to give all of them a shot at it. So
This is great.
Oh, wow.
This is unbelievable.
let's give it up.
Look at Christian. He's like, God damn it.
Wow, I stepped down. We got a new champion, and then Dan Murrell is
I
joining
know my fantasy
in the
team is just going to go crazy now.
A lot of people kind of poke
Look at Mark.
Everybody's gonna want that
You
belt.
got Riley out of there, you got Murrell out of there. What's coming? What's that? Cats and dogs living together.
More
Necessary.
insight on both the match and this incredible
They're
announcement.
making way for the new
afterwards.
blood.
We now go
They have
to
to.
Emma Fife.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? Emma Fife here with the commissioner and now the Movie Trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, Christian Harloff.
It's weird.
You're doing double duty here.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's so many things go through your head. It's just like the competitor. I'll be honest. The first time in 2014 when we played, there wasn't all of this. So all I wanted to do was I wanted to win it. I wanted to win the whole thing, and that was it. And bragging rights. And I wanted to be Mark Riley. McCougar did the Blue Fairy thing. It was over. It was done. But now with all this, it's like, I always hear the comments or I hear the things, but then couple that with, hey, by the way, because I was just talking to Jay Washington, he's like, well, Vince did it too. So yeah, but Vince never retired Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I'm sitting up there and Dan's like, no, I'm not playing anymore. I'm like, oh man, I wish I wouldn't have won. I was like, I want to see Dan play. I love watching Dan play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you bring up, when the Schmoedown started back in 2014, there wasn't all of this pomp and circumstance, and you didn't have all of these incredible new competitors coming in, as Dan Murrell alluded to, as he announced his retirement, which was a shocker to all of us. How are you feeling about that?
He had told me at the Spectacular last year that he's like, well, it's before he played Ellis. He's like, I just want to let you know that, what do you think, like, if I don't win tonight, that I step back? And I go, I don't ever want you to step back.
Yeah.
He's like one of my favorite competitors to watch. Ellis said it at the table, and it's completely true. I just wanted to see how long I could go with him. I had no intention of winning this. I had no intention of doing that at all. And to hear that I'm stepping back, it's like, I can't wait. I told him, you'll see it when I hugged him, I go, I'm going to get you back. So I'll get him to play again.
So then what is the plan moving forward without Dan Murrell and now with you with the belt? When are we going to see this belt on the line next?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. The Dan Murrell thing threw me off because I was planning on just saying that's it, that's the last match, and giving Dan Murrell the #1 contender spot at the Spectacular and letting him play against whoever, was the finalist and didn't win, and then I don't know what to do anymore. I was going to maybe put the thing up on the line and let them all battle it out at the Ultimate Schmoedown, but I feel like I got defended against the winner.
I feel like that is definitely true, and I also feel like your daughter might have had something to do with you answering that last question correctly.
It did, and it also, when I left this morning, she was very aware. She's 5.5. She was very aware. She's like, Dada, will you be champion today? And I called her this morning, and she's like, did you win the match? And I was like, I haven't played yet. And I'm like, and I feel like I'm not beating Dan, honey, so don't get too excited. You got a better chance of getting a dog tomorrow. But,
I want to see a little Harloff in the Schmoedown.
That's true. Well, I'm sure she will be very happy to hear from you. You should probably go call her right away and share the good news.
Impersonates his daughter.
Congratulations, Christian.
Thank you. You can call it what it is. It's weird.
It is. It's weird, but we still love you, and we will be right back.
Congrats, Christian.
Person who is still a winner in our hearts, but lost the match today,
home.
Dangerous Dan Murrell. And we are back with Dangerous Dan Murrell, who surprisingly didn't pull out a victory today. Dan, this is unusual for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the real congratulations goes to Bibiani, because I think he pulled ahead on all the stat sheets after that performance. That was rough. That was the hardest game I've ever played, and obviously I think the worst.
He pays attention. That's nice.
Yeah, it was a low-scoring game all around, but I think that it just is a reflection on how difficult the questions were, not the skill level of the competitors.
Well, the questions were tough, but questions are always tough. I think that I'm not sad to go out on a loss. I was prepared for that. I just wish I personally could have performed a little better, just to make it a better game.
You and me
right,
both.
Absolutely. I mean, considering that apparently in your head you knew from the start of this game that you were going to shock the world and tell us all that you were retiring. Would you like to elaborate on what prompted you to make this decision?
I've been thinking about it a long time. The triple threat was a retirement match for me. I just looking at, but for me, beating Roca was the last little bit of unfinished business on my board. I wanted to come back and do that and kind of dot the period on the end of that sentence, and I decided that
cross the T's
next
and
time
dot
that
the
I lost the
lowercase
belt, whenever it was, when I retired, and I think it's actually great timing because I see
my right eye.
I see how it's shifting. I see all these new faces. The dynamics are shifting, and it seemed like perfect timing to really shake things up. And I love to watch all of these other guys play the game, and I think the tournament this year is going to be great. I can't wait to see who goes through it, who advances. If they're playing the commish, I don't know who they're going to be playing. I don't know who's going to play for the belt. I think it'd be fun to see somebody other than myself, Mr. Roca and Riley, hoisting that belt above their head. We just got our first one.
Tank.
Who are some of the competitors that you think might have a chance?
I mean, everyone's always talking about Bibiani. Everybody's always talking about Weenie. To me, though, I think it's always the people you don't expect. I mean, it's this. If this match proves anything, it's that the conventional wisdom and how you think people are going to do and what you expect out of a match, it is thrown out the window the second that first question is asked. I don't think anything can happen in the Schmoedown.
Yeah,
anything. But it did, and that's how I play every game. You don't know what every game has in store, as far as I'm concerned. Every single one of them is a clean slate.
Absolutely, and none of us know what's in store now for the future of the Schmoedown because Christian Harloff, the commissioner
Now I need to buy a
who
shirt.
did defeat you today, was going to offer you that #1 contender spot at the Schmoedown Spectacular. Now he says that he wants to go at it with you again. Would you reconsider? Would you come back to the Schmoedown sometime to face off against Commissioner Christian Harloff?
I mean, I love the Schmoedown, and I am going to take a break, but I think if history sells anything, it's that it's hard for fighters to walk away from the game. So I don't think it's out of the question to say that I might be back someday. I don't know when that's going to be. I don't know how it's going to be. My advice would be that
it's a long drive from Burbank.
I don't know how
if on your shoulder.
Run for it, Marty!
Harloff is right now. Maybe take a look over the other shoulder because one day I might be there.
Well, again, Dan Murrell, you've been a wonderful competitor here in the Schmoedown. Multiple-time Schmoedown champion. We all just
the guy's brilliant.
And I want to thank the Schmoedown fans who, I came over from Screen Junkies to do this. My first match was against Campia a year and a half ago, and they have been so nice and cool.
He's only been in it a year and a half.
And kind.
Went up against Campia, closed the place.
On Facebook, but that's all right. They're the minority. 98% of the Schmoedown fans have been incredible. So I want to thank them for being supportive and watching this thing, coming over Screen Junkies and everything. It's been a lot of fun. I love this game. I love playing this.
We love having you here, and we'll continue to support you in all that you do. Good luck with your retirement.
Before you do, I was able to, if you don't mind, go ahead and sit there for 1 second. So, like I did when there was, after the collision, we had our conversation. I said it then. I say it now. You are the best that has ever played the game. You are my friend. You are someone that I have to thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping build all of this. Without someone like you, this doesn't mean anything. It means shit, because it does. Because I felt like I was playing a video game against Mike Tyson's Punch Out, where how are you going to beat Mike Tyson? I got lucky with some cheat codes. So, thank you. It doesn't mean I cheated.
You don't want to use that terminology.
Can of worms, my friend.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. It's
no game genie here, Christian.
Very much for helping
the fanboys are going crazy.
Because everyone's going to take that and roll with it.
I just want to step back.
Some Battletoads.
I want to see back.
We'll see. Maybe one day. We'll see.
Dangerous Dan Murrell,
He'll be back.
The greatest of all time. Thank you so much, Dan, for everything, and thank you, Emma. She's the best.
He'll be here. He promised.
Back to those guys.
I mean, look at it right there. It's not a contrived setup. It's not anything that even the commissioner knew about. Dangerous Dan Murrell retiring. But before we get to that, Ken and Mark, Christian Harloff is the new champion, and I would say a worthy one of the movie Trivia Schmoedown.
I've said it time again. I've said it up top. You cannot count him out. He's got into this business for a reason. This is a kid who watched movies every day of his life growing up, and this has to be a proud moment. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him. It's tough to run this thing and also lead this thing in the field, and he has the belt now regardless.
That's right, Riley. Kind of compare how Christian was reacting to that interview the very first time he got to hold that singles title belt. What was it like for you the first time?
Well, it's something when the weight hits your shoulder after you've gone through what you've gone through, whether it's a match like that or building your way up by win after win. It is something to take in, and I could see it in his face, and he deserves it. My God, he's now on the Mount Rushmore of the Schmoedown, perhaps.
Absolutely, with a new champ Mark, and with Mark Riley stepping aside a bit, Dan Murrell stepping aside a bit. In Game of Thrones, there's something in the history called the Age of Heroes, and the current characters look back at that age as where all the heroes rose up and saved Westeros. We will look back to Dan Murrell, Mark Riley, these guys as the Age of Heroes, as a new generation reaches for these titles.
Nobody read those books, Ken, but I will tell you that before we say goodbye here. I mean, the Dan Murrell retirement, that doesn't seem like anything that was
Tim,
just
I thought you were going to do the
Seabass. This is really something that he had plotted out and really wanted for
I already raised my hand earlier.
Yeah, and I know the feeling, because when you've played as long as he has, as I have, as a lot of us here in this room have, it can take a toll, but it's nice to see all the new faces now, because there is blood in the water. That belt now is on the line. Christian Harloff is going to have to do a hell of a time to defend it, and these people, these competitors, they're going to come at it. This is a shock to me.
It's a vacuum now. You're going to have all these guys coming for it.
1960 AFL matchup. I don't even know the
AFL was around that,
but it would be so awesome if they did like a promo where it's like one of those where they're like trying to reach for it. You know what I'm talking about?
Like King of the Mountain.
iTunes and request to be a member of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page. We now turn it over to Joshua Hercules Makuga, Pittsburgh Superman, for the latest.
I'll be there later.
Pittsburgh Superman.
Oh, Makuga.
What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? Josh Makuga here with your fantasy update. Post Christian Harloff, Dan Murrell, the champ has been defeated. He is retired. If you had him in your fantasy league, you should probably drop him. These are not keeper leagues. He may return at some point down the line, but I don't foresee it anytime soon. On the flip side,
I wouldn't want to do keeper league. Yeah, right.
He is huge trade bait right now, but let me tell you this. Because of all of his matches, and all of his matches are championship matches, it means he's going to play less often, which may be a good way to trade. Am I spoiling alert? Am I doing this? I said private pile! You keep your mouth shut! Don't you break, don't you break, don't you damn break! If you break, I swear to God, I will
on your door pile.
Stick my finger into your skull, play with your brain. Listen to me, and you listen good. You listen real good. This is a fantasy update, and if you treat your fantasy league like Cody Hall treats not breaking right now, you have a good chance of taking it down. When does the fantasy season end? Fantasy season ends at the Schmoedown Spectacular. So start racking up points. You need point getters. You need point holders.
Points.
You need to drop Dan Murrell. You need to trade some people. You need to make some effing moves.
There'll be a lot of
Cody Hall
drops.
doesn't care about anything. All he cares about is not breaking right now. For all your fantasy needs, make sure to check out Schmoedown.com. Talk to Frank Janish. There's also a Schmoedown Rundown hosted by Ken Knapsack every Thursday live on Facebook Live. And there's also, is that what it is?
Inside.
Inside
He always screws up on the
Schmoedown. Did you just break Private Cody? Inside Schmoedown live every Thursday, and of course the Schmoedown blog guys. I believe they're over in England. They're doing a hell of a job writing about us, making us look cool. I'm Josh Makuga. This is Private Hall. We'll see you next time.
lady?
That's my old lady.
Hand my microphone to Cobster. Go back on camera.
Oh, wait.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, what's up, champ? What's going on with you, champ?
It's weird, I know.
It's weird.
Very weird.
Move, Christian, I can't see us.
Yeah.
Okay, so, wonder what the hell I'm doing?
I'm wondering what the hell you're doing.
It's the name in the
Fatal
house thing.
Five-way
Yeah,
coming up.
for the
singles tournament was about to.
five-way.
That's right.
Very strange.
My name is not in there.
I know, it feels a little
That's not
weird.
mad.
It's like
That's
it's
what
like,
you would
amputating
say.
a leg. You feel the tingles
But
still.
you get a lot of color in your face, like you're excited you're not confused.
I'm excited.
Does he
I'm
actually
taking a
beat
break.
Robinson,
Alright, so
too?
anyway, I'm putting all these
When he was
contenders-
writing down?
maybe.
A lot of different
I saw that
guys
too.
competed over the course of
that.
a couple seasons. I wanted to give everybody a chance here to try to get into the tournament.
Yeah.
So the winner plays
Ashley
Roca
Tilton.
in the first round, and yeah, so this is it. We're gonna find out because Hector Navarro couldn't do it because of his schedule.
Okay.
But you are gonna do me the honors.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
ready.
So hold on, let me
You sound-
switch it up.
It's a fair and scientific approach to this whole thing.
Yeah.
That's how I do my
Fair,
fantasy
simple,
football.
Easy.
Yeah.
What you got?
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna pick. Don't show it to the
Who's
camera,
lucky
right?
winner? No, don't show it to the
Okay, I'm gonna show it to you.
And the secret word is.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
You know, little thing.
I think that person might have a chance.
I think so too.
Or we're going to
All
find
right,
out.
well, that person is in. I know now who exactly is going to be in the Fatal Five on Tuesday. The winner will play Roca in the first round. Man, that's I wish I could tell everybody right now who's going to be there. I'll send a surprise till Tuesday. But check it out. It's this Tuesday, and thank you guys for checking out the match today. I am honored. Thank you to Dan Murrell. Thank you to all you guys. Thank you to the angry commenters who I'm sure have commented, and to the great
like
commenters
1,000.
and all the fans on the movie Trivia Schmoedown. Thank you guys so much. I kid. We love you, and this is something.
I'll give you an Independence Day salute.
Good job.
Okay, so Christian Harloff now has the gold. He's the champ. The champ is here. And you know what? It was a hell of a run, too, to get up to that point.
True.
That revenge tour ended up turning into a domination.
Yeah, it did.
There
was a lot of times in that run that I was like, oh, he's going up with this against this person. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it. But he did. I think a little bit, too, had to do with the point where he's like, I'm just going to go in here and play the game. But if I lose, I don't care. And then I guess the universe decided, oh, we got you.
We've seen it happen with Schnepp. We've seen it happen with Johns. We've seen it happen with Roca. We've seen it happen with Riley. We saw it happen with Murrell.
We've seen it happen with Burt. Oh, wait, never mind. Burnett doesn't.
Oh, damn. You're still pumping and gas into that fire. But either way, yeah. I mean, Christian, well deserved. I mean,
Indeed.
it kind of does make sense, though, that the guy that created this world would be on caliber enough to be able to pull in a title. I mean, it just makes... And he was already before. I mean, the Schmoes were the tag team champions at one point. But yeah, for him to go up against dangerous Dan Murrell and pull out a win.
And the way this match played out, too, was surprising because it was very low scoring, and we saw Dan miss a lot of questions, which is rare for him, but it just goes to show you that not everybody's perfect, and, you know, it just depends on the questions you get. You'll miss.
Well, in my opinion, even if it was low scoring, I liked how it was neck and neck, exactly what you would expect at a championship level between these two guys.
You don't want it to be a runaway.
Yeah, you don't want it to be a runaway. You don't want it to be, you know, just a throwaway, a bunch of easy questions where they're all getting it. I just like the nail-biting aspect of this match and made it more believable in the sense it is a championship match.
Right.
And
I saw you start leaning in there, getting all up in it.
I have to admit, this is definitely fun to like watch the match and react. It's hard, and I give you guys all the respect.
This was a hard match, though.
Oh yeah,
these were some tough questions.
It's hard, but I mean, we're trying to like get invested and watch it. You get so in tune, and then you're like, oh, I have to answer something.
You're playing too.
So practice makes perfect. I'll give you that. And the one thing I have to say about Harloff that I respect is that even though he's said on record, hey, you know, I want to step down, he never stops fighting. He never, you know, complains. He goes in, he does his job, and he gets it done. So it was tough for me to root against him, but I'm happy with the outcome either way. And I think they're both deserving.
I think everybody should be happy with this outcome as well. Mm-hmm. And Dan Murrell, man,
he pulled he went out of left hand, left field.
Last house on the left.
Yeah, saying that he's going to retire. Like, I can understand where Christian was coming from. You're thinking like, oh yeah, I won, and then all of a sudden you're the reason-ish almost that he decided not to retire because he doesn't have the belt anymore. So now he could step down.
Right.
And you're kind of like, oh, like you can see it in Christian's face, but.
And that's the thing is, it's better that he lost and retired versus holding the belt and retiring it and leaving it vacant, like you were saying with Christian. As long as Christian Harloff works for Collider Video, he will never leave that belt vacant. Mm-hmm. He'll step away, and now that he has the belt, he actually can step away a little bit more.
He's got some time before he has to probably go against.
Right. Yeah. And then the fact, I mean, having Mark Yodi Riley at the commentating table as well.
That was a good dynamic, and I think that now that Riley has stepped down from competing, maybe we'll see Riley in the commentator's chair with either Knapsack or with Carrots, Mark Ellis,
even Makuga
or Makuga. Like add him, and they can go like they get swifty with it.
I was gonna say Schweshwanshaw.
They get swifty with it.
Slippy Slappy Swanson.
Samsonite.
And that's the thing though, is Christian Harloff, man, genius, because what he did, he ended up tapping right into that network of YouTubers. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've got freaking Leonard Maltin, you've got CinemaSins, you've got Double Toasted, you got the Real Rejects, you got
Chris Stuckman,
you've got Stuckman, you got those kids at Late to the Party, you got the freaking Take 3 crew there too, ready to jump in whenever they want or whenever you want. But that's the thing is, like, it doesn't matter what you got. Brian Ward cleaning up in the freaking commercial marketing aspect of things. He has tapped into people that are passionate.
The rundown guys.
Everybody, Aaliyah and Dan during all the belts. There is no shortage of talent, no matter where it's at in the world of the Schmoedown.
And only more is going to come.
Correct.
More stuff is just going to come out of the woodworks, and it's going to get bigger, like we always say.
You even got the Reaction League that I'm a part of that I haven't filmed yet, but now I want to start doing this again.
Yeah, the MTS Fan Reaction League, and then you've got the fantasy teams, and it is amazing this
Schmoedown
growth.
So much stuff.
And that's the thing is, you know, there's plenty of sports fans that are movie fans as well. Tim and Aaron over here are definitely huge sports fans. Vanessa got the Vikings, and me, I like Major League. I like the Mighty Ducks. I like Ladybugs. It's on Hulu. Check it out.
Rookie of the Year. We missed the Rookie of the Year question.
Still, but that's the thing, though. Is it's like
Sandlot.
This is a sports league for those that are incredibly adamant about the movie world. That we stood around and just talked about movies. I mean, that's why Tim, Vanessa, myself, Aaron, Ashley, Aaliyah, Dan, Chip, who's been in one of our reactions. My mom will be on these.
My sister, who's never been in one, but my sister's really big as well.
That's the thing is, we all did the same thing as these guys. We talked about movies, we hung out, and it grew into something competitive, because we've always been competitive. We always talk shit about, you didn't get that quote right, or no, it's this movie. but we do it, more underhandedly. Like
well, Robert and I's conversation would be like, we'll say a quote and then what's it from? When I walked in today, I walked in today, a movie was playing in the credits, and Robert's like, "What movie is this?"
Yeah, through the credits, what movie is it?
And actually, that's what Team Action said they used to do before they even entered the Schmoedown.
Really?
Yeah, Andrew Guy even said they worked together. They did the same thing. They would just, talk movies back and forth. There'd be one bouncing off quotes, bouncing off scores and stuff.
I do that now with Robert. I have a little notebook that I'm actually studying all my. I have a bunch of notes of movies and stuff that I've been studying for the Schmoedown because I just love it so much that I want to be. I want to improve on myself, and so every time I'm always like, Robert, what's this? What's this? What's this? And then
Vanessa has actually a team of trainers. It's my mom and my sister, and Vanessa.
And Ashley has me.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like it is this whole new world, and some people have been saying like, when is
not Little Mermaid?
When is that's Aladdin?
Aladdin.
Yeah, see, look, yeah.
After I said it, I was like, wait.
And that's the beauty of it. But
animation's not a strength.
One day, guys, like I can't wait. I see it in the lights. I know Christian sees it too, and you guys see it as well. One day we will have that big arena or just big space, that venue with a live Schmoedown, and it's going to be glorious because all big things started small, and this thing we're in the growing stages. This is like the fast growth, and it's just going to get huge, and we are so happy to be a part of it. We are happy Christian Harloff had the foresight to open up, not William Forsythe, but the foresight to open up and bring everybody in, because guess what? It is
and to let us in.
Yeah, like Murrell said, man, there's plenty of blood, and there's plenty of fresh blood in the water, and the shark knows, Jaws knows, and they are set. But either way, guys, you can like and you can subscribe.
And you can do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Stardust.
All the social networking gin joints, you know where they are.
Head over to Collider and like the Schmoedown, comment on the Schmoedown if you want these things to keep growing, which they will, but let's make them grow faster by just participating, be an active participant like our friend Aaron over here.
Indeed, definitely, and join fantasy leagues because that's what got me invested every day this whole tournament. I have the people on my team and I obviously want them to do well, so I tune in and I comment and just stay active.
I think you're like the only one out of all of us that are actually doing the fantasy team. So.
I have one, but we're not very active in that.
And we're also not allowed to participate because we've got
inside knowledge.
We've got the inside Schmoedown.
I was a part of the league before Christian.
You were a part of the league.
You want to be like
when you in LA?
Yeah, before he was like, come over, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, but now it's we get emails for shoot dates and stuff, so it's kind of not. It's definitely not kosher for us to participate as competitors as well. So, but either way, I mean, you guys, you can talk to us in the Facebook groups. You can find us on all of the social networking gin joints, like we said. And you know what, guys? Hit up the Patreon. You can help kick into the party, help fuel the party, gets us where we need to go, like Collider Video. Comment down below. Let us know what you know. I mean, it's exciting. So. Thank you guys. Man, it feels like a chapter has closed on this whole run of the team tournament Schmoedown, capping it off, and now we start.
Now on the singles.
Yeah, we start with the singles, just like with the tag team with MODOK and the Patriots, capping that team tournament off, and now we've got the singles championship, and we're moving on in. But the cool thing is we still have that final match between oh wow,
Team
that's
Action.
not true. Ooh. Sorry, that wasn't a burn. That was totally accidental. The top dogs, I guess you can say.
The only reason why he has the champs on his mind, that's why he said top 10.
Well, then I wouldn't be thinking about top 10 though. I'd be thinking about Team Action, Action Army, Action Army. Drew and Ben, are you part of the Action Army?
I am a part of the Action Army.
Aaron Jensen knows what's up. Yeah, we got.
I'm Switzerland. I remain neutral.
I wish I could.
Unfortunately,
I have respect for the Team Action guys, but I gotta stick with my boys at top 10.
I will say this though, top 10, excellent team. I will not throw their name under the bus, but I am rooting for Action.
Unless Wolves of Steel decides that they want to come back, then it's Wolves of Steel all the way. But until then, top 10. But I want above the line. Better win.
Movie release dates.
Freaking Drew, man, Ben, you guys. awesome job. Above the line, freaking Sam and Drew. It's going to be a battle of the Drews with the little dash of Sam and Ben.
I was going to say this will be another Clash of the Titans, in my opinion.
100%. And we're just getting started. So thank you guys, and as always, now it's time to say goodbye. Bye. Aaron knew it. We didn't even have to cue him.